about. All right. I do want to start with the 2017s. We'll do quickly with them, and then we have a lot to talk about with the 2014 game. This was great. I think we can look here and we can start to see a lot of really good signs even from the start, right? Moving the ball from side to side with our 2017, you know, really great stuff. Um, right. They're really trying to do the right thing. Hmm. Let's actually give it that so we can see the whole field. There we go. Mhm. Pretty quickly, we took a really early lead here. That was our first goal, and then our second goal came pretty soon. Now, I think I look at both of the scores, and I think this one was like 8-3 us. And then I look at the 2014s, and it was like 9-0 us. But when I look at this game, it was so much better than the 2014s because it was more gladiator-esque. So what do I mean by that? I mean that our ball movement for the 2017s was a lot better. And I think that led to some mistakes that I'm really okay with versus what we'll see in the 2014s, which, to be honest, I was a little disappointed. There were some really great moments, but we're like you can see here how we're trying to move the ball from side to side. And the reason it disappoints me, especially with the 2014s, is that that has been what we have been working on for a while now to switch the ball from side to side. And that is really what we do on Thursdays. But I see it a lot more with the 2017s here than I did with the 2014s, right? And their ability to switch the ball from one side, there you go, and then trying to go back and switch it to the other side, just like that, at this age is absolutely incredible. From one side, can you just, I mean, this is brilliant stuff. We start the ball, oh, sorry, 1 second. We start the ball with Angelo on one side, then we get the ball over to the other side, right? With Lucas, and then we bring it back to and look at what they've done here. The ability to attract and then completely see the other side completely open. Look at that. What a ball. I mean, right? It was just missing that extra pass to Zorion, but Henry still finishes it. Like this is an incredible goal. An incredible goal. Okay. The the ability, the understanding at this age, forget about it. So lots of props, fantastic, very impressed, right? Again, reset. Look at that. Look at Henry completely open. Okay? Like it is so good and I'm so impressed, right? Look at that. Brilliant performance, I would say. I didn't watch the whole game, but from what I saw, forget about it. Forget about it. Very impressed with that team. Now comes the 2014, and this to me was a huge uh, letdown, I would say. Now let's look at the analytics here, and it'll show you why I'm let down. We won the game 9-0. 20 shots, which means 50%. Great. Total attempts 29, corners 6, free kicks, passes completed. In a team that we beat 9-0, we had less passes completed than them. In a team that we beat 9-0, we only had 51% possession. And this team, my minimum is 60. That is my minimum, and we are very under that. When I look at passing strings, the amount of times we connected 3 to 5 passes, 4, with our longest at 6. I want you to go back. Well, I'm going to go back and I'm going to show you this. Okay. Don't worry about the stats here. The stats here, that is always wrong. But I want to look at passing strings here. Look at that. They had more passes between 3 to 5 than the 2014s. And that to me is incredible because the space is smaller, they are younger, and it is so amazing how they're doing that. I just want to see who's on the call here. Sorry. Um, okay. Jacoby, Jeffrey, Jordan, Lucas, Max, Neelan, Owen, Savannah. Okay, the players that I want are not really on the call. That's frustrating. All right. Well, we're gonna watch this anyway. Okay. All right. 437. Let's find that ball here. We look at this here, and what do we see? Now, sorry, I want to be clear. What frustrates me the most about this whole thing and this whole game is that I'm going to ask you questions today, and all of you are going to know the answers to it. And it's frustrating that you know the answers and you're not doing it in the game. That to me is the most frustrating thing, right? So here's what's going to happen. I already know. You're going to be able to see what's going on, right? And you're going to give me the right answers. And it's frustrating because I know you know this. What is wrong with this? Where should the ball go? Who is out of position? And what should happen? Let's start with the obvious. Who is out of position?
Jacoby, I think.
Where should he be, Zach?
Supporting like more like to his side so he can like a passing lane.
100%. 100%. And we see this. So that is not the right position here. And this is what we talk about. And we look at this 1, 2, 3 against 1, and it makes no sense. It just doesn't. And then here, and what makes even more this situation frustrating is what happens next, because there's 3 against 1. And what's the right decision when it's 3 against 1 here?
Reset.
Oh, reset, fine, but there is really no I mean, you could argue to each end. What's the right decision with 3 against 1?
Costa Armand or Xavier.
Get rid of it, right? Get rid of the ball. But instead, we're now taking on 3 players with 1. And we know not to do that. We know that. But it's still being done. And then we lose possession. And again, defensively, what's wrong with this now? Who's out of position?
Be the last man back.
Pardon?
Jacoby should be the last man back.
How many players do we need in our box?
2.
2. And how many are going to be in our box?
0.
Like going when this guy gets there. If everyone continues in their running path.
1.
1. And that's the issue here. And Ichan needs to be back because there are 2 coming. Ichan, you're on the call, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Pablo's on the call too.
Excellent. Gregory, are you on now? Gregory,
Yes.
thank you. Okay, so that's the first part. Let's move forward. 9:37. Let's see where we are. Oh, look at this. Same issue. How many against how many? Right here's the ball.
3 against 1.
Three against one. What needs to happen here, Max? Max is on the call.
To pass.
To who?
Chen.
Chen, right? But instead, what do you do, Max? Forward, 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 forward. Three against one. And why do we go back here? To do what?
To attract.
To attract them. So the idea should be back, these guys move up, and then you get open and you get the ball right back, Max. And now it's a 1v1 for you to go forward. Does that make sense? But instead, sorry, Max, there's just, I don't know who's on the. Oh, sorry, Ian. You were just, thank you. But instead, we always have gone forward. And listen, one of the things I love about this team is how attack minded you are. Okay. And I think the first goal really shows our ability as a team to go forward and doing it the right way, which I'm going to show next. But it's this. And listen, tier 2, which you guys are, this is fine. This was a good performance in tier 2. But we're not going to be in tier 2. So these types of performances are not good enough. So here's what is good enough. Okay, so that is definitely not it, right? Just kicking the ball up. And that's what I saw a lot from you, Chen. Just getting rid of it up, 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 up. Okay, we have a goal coming in the next 30 seconds, so I'm just going to leave it. Again, just kicking it up, right? You got lucky there. Okay. Or I don't think this was the goal, actually. Yeah, this wasn't it. Right. Oh, yeah, this was a Gregory goal. Okay, but watch what happens here. Because this is exactly Max's thing, right? That I was talking about. We reset to Chen. Let me just zoom in here so you can really, really see it. Okay. Now, here I would say Gregory has a right to go 1v1, but I do like that he reset because what happens when he resets? Just watch this. What did that player immediately do?
Go for the
Go
ball.
to Chen, and that made him free, right? And a lot of the time, Gregory, instead of that, you just go 1v1, which I can understand. But this was brilliant. And this is the reason you were able to score because you were doing this. This is your thing when it's a corner kick. You receive the ball here, you dribble, 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 you fake shot, and then you score. Okay. You do this constantly. And I love it. It's fantastic. But look at how much easier this is for you when you just reset. He follows, look at this space now. This is always going to be a goal for you. You have so much space to work with, right? And then boom, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And it's the thought of get rid of it, not to get rid of it to get it back. Okay. Now let's move to what I would say is a probably my favorite goal of the year here. Let's get it. It was 1250. Okay, here we go. Okay, I just want to watch this. Okay, ball comes here to go there. Okay, here we go. Excellent. All right. Just watch this. This is one of the best goals I've seen. We are starting at the back. Okay. We are starting at the back. Okay. Instead of kicking it up each end, Jacoby makes a great pass to Raul, who does a fantastic job of creating a passing lane. He turns. Gregory makes a run here. Xavier is open. Xavier. Uh, Nabil is wide. Nabil, are you on the call?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Max is wide, opens up this two for the forwards. Okay. He's got two, but what a brilliant look at this passing lane. It just, what I love is this. Okay. Like just the ability to, if he makes that pass, it takes out these two. Okay. Raul fakes that pass to Max, and Gregory receives it on the turn. Right here now, he commits to Gregory, and Xavier is wide open. A great pass, an absolutely fantastic pass to Xavier, who receives it 1v1, and an incredible goal here. And this is what I need to see more from this team, because what I saw after this, very individual. But this is what you're capable of. And because you're all capable of this is my standard for you. And that might seem unfair, but this is what you can do constantly, but you choose not to. And I see that it's available. Watch again. Look at this. Oh, look, just watch. I want you to just watch Raul right here. Look at this. He looks, sees that 17 is in his way. So what does he do? He just pulls out a little bit just to create that passing lane here. Okay? With so much space. Gregory moves, and what he does, I don't know if you realize, but this player comes with Gregory. Watch this. He comes with Gregory, which does what? Opens a passing lane to Max. This pass would have been great, but Raul sees a 2v1 here, and he disguises that pass. And look at everyone. Look at everyone's eyes there. Just stop. Everyone is getting ready to go to Max. But now Raul sees that it's what? It's a 4v1. But here it's a 2v1. So he's not even looking. Like, oh, amazing. Right? From here now. Right? That goes in a turn one. Would have been a great give and go as well. Decides to go 1v1. Top corner. I know it was toe punt, but incredible. Incredible goal. And then now the selfishness comes. Boom. We're at half. One player's open, one player's open, one player's open. We have a reset available, and this doesn't do anything. And this is what I started to see over and over again. Pablo, Ichan, kicking it up, kicking it up, kicking it up, which we're so much better than that. What's wrong with this, Nabil? No one talks but Nabil, please.
I pressure too fast.
Okay. How many players are supposed to pressure, and who is supposed to pressure, and who's not supposed to pressure?
Coach Ilian said like the
I
one
know.
closest to the ball.
I know. What I want to see is I want the forwards to press, because here's what happens. Okay. You press, and now who's open?
The player on the right.
Number 12.
Yeah.
Now, if you decide to go, which fine, if that's what the coach wants to do, which he did, your press has to get here to cut this pass off instead of just going straight for the ball. And this was consistent throughout this game. There are so many moments where you go and he receives it. Now, Pablo should be coming in and pressing, but I don't need that. What I need is hold, hold, hold. Or if you want to press, fine. But ideally, if Ilya tells you to press, you press, but you cut the lane and then press. The other option is you stay here. Pablo also shifts, and now it's a 2v1. 1 and 2 go. Our center mid comes in on him, and then now we have an advantage on this side.
Yep.
Okay. Receives the ball with so much time. Now, again, we were so lucky because a team here would have destroyed you. Like it to receive the ball there with that much space, with him completely open because Raul didn't shift and press. Xavier's not even part of the game right now at this point. Destroyed. Like, boom, he is in the wrong spot. Okay. He is in the wrong spot. I'm talking about the blue player. A good player would have come up for a give and go or back to switch and then space and we're done. Or, and even better, here or here. Look at this run. Boom, done. Or even better, that done. There are so many options, right? But if Nabil, if you stay back or if you cut this off, now this doesn't happen. Now he needs to be here, and then we don't have to worry. Okay, Max again. What do we do, Max, on the weak side? What do we do on
Come
the weak?
in,
Pardon?
come inside.
Yeah, and pick them up. This is what constantly shift, shift, shift on defense. And this is why we do this in practice, right? Boom. Okay. And again, okay, here we're good. Great reset. Love that. That's a great ball. Okay. Not really a fan of that. Should be a pass to Pablo to get going. Okay, let's see the next thing. 401, 15. Okay, 1502. Let's wait here. I have here good defending. Let's see what that looks like. Good defending. What happened there, Nabil? Why was that successful?
Because I ran into where he was gonna run.
Mm, what are you doing? Can this pass happen?
No.
That is why that was successful. Because last time he came over and instead of cutting to press, you just pressed. Now you've cut the lane. He's looking for the option. He was not in his right position, but because you kept that line cut, he has nowhere. He's looking to go. He's waiting for him to make the run, but he hasn't. So you're still in his passing lane. What I need to see when you're pressing is can you scan to make sure that if he's shifting, you're shifting. Boom, nowhere to go. And that I love more than anything. The ability to get your body in before your feet. And this is amazing defending. Bad touch. You're not using your foot, you're using your body. Boom. Fantastic defending. And now we're great. Right? Look at this. Brilliant. Great pass. Undecisive there. But love that defending. Okay, let's go 16 now. Good move, but then bad. Let's see what good move, but then bad means. Okay. Should be coming up. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I'm not really sure what. Okay, here we go. Yeah, again, we're just this is what frustrated me with this game. We got into such a good position. We're in their half. We're almost so close to their goal. And now here, right? Let's zoom in a little bit so we can see. And then we'll freeze it when we win the ball. Okay. It's 2, 3, 4 against 1. And you've got that through ball right here. And we just, instead of making the right decision, we just kind of, let's just kick it and see like you're, oh, just a pass, right? Even a reset. But from here, it's the end line and we're taking a shot, right? There's no one in the middle. It's just not, it's not it. Okay, fantastic here. And this is great. Look at Nabil's movement here. Pablo, as it's moving, then we get big. He is wide open as a result of that. Okay, boom. What do you see now, Nabil? How many against how many?
3-1.
Three against one. So what should we be looking to do there?
Pass it back to Pablo.
Yeah. And I would say, Pablo, where should you be there?
On the side,
What do you mean by that?
like right behind Nabil.
Yeah, and more spaced out. And Jacoby, what could you do in this situation if you see that Nabil needs help and Pablo is not in that position?
I could go into that position.
And then what does that mean that you have to do now, Ichan?
Take Jacoby's spot.
100%. And that, when you can master that, and I want you to think of the word compassion, because that's what this is. Right now, we are hanging them to dry, right? Yes, he has a pass, but we need to first think of our teammates and we need to think, how can I be in a situation to help him? And if you take anything from today, when you play, whoever has the ball, your first instinct needs to be, how can I help the player with the ball? And if you can do that, oh, amazing. Because then Jacoby comes here because he's like, he needs help. I can be the one that help. And then Ichan now says, oh, Jacoby's moving over here. I need to now take his spot. And then Max sees Ichan is moving. I need to take his spot. And suddenly we're covering for each other and we're being compassionate to one another. And when you do that, that's a different level of soccer. And that's what we don't have right now, right? It's very individual, 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 right? Move, 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 right? Really great skill by them. Good recovery. Okay. Great move. That's it. Good idea. Brilliant. All right, let's move on. We need 2053. There we go. Let's see what this looks like. Now, this I love. Look at this. Okay. What do we see here? I just want to look at this first. How many against how many? And let me draw this for you. How many us against how many them?
4v.
3v3.
4v3.
5 against 3. Is that where we want to be?
No.
No. So what we need to do now is attract them away. Okay? Because we want to get the ball here, but we want that ball here in an advantage when we have an advantage. So a great reset. What immediately happens? Look at their eyes. Where did their eyes go right away?
Agent.
Yeah, to the ball, right? And who is now completely open?
Max.
Max. And this is what we didn't do. And the frustrating thing for me watching this game is the coaches were saying the right things and they were saying reset, switch, cycle, reset, switch it, but you were ignoring it. And Max is wide open. And then this happens. Look at this. Boom. And that's fantastic. And now what do we have here?
2-on-1.
2-on-1. Now, the right thing would be to use the 2-on-1. Max goes individual. Then he resets again. Fantastic. As soon as he resets, let's watch this. A player comes to help. Number 25 is there. Number 8, now it's a 3v2. Let's reset. What does 25 do right away?
Go
He
back.
runs
Ball.
to the ball, right? And now Max again, 1v1. Gregory 1v1. Jacoby does really great to get back, right? And then Ichan switches the ball. Decent, right? Not bad at all. And this looks great. 2v1. Gregory goes again, 1v1. Now it's a 2v1 instead of resetting. Now the ball got reset. 2v1. We need to reset here. Why? How many against how many?
2v3.
Yep. Reset here. Space, space, space. And then we switch the ball. Now we reset. Now we reset. Okay. Great idea. Love it. Okay. Let's move on. 45. There we go. Okay, let's let it play. Okay, we're looking at Pablo, number 18 here. The ball is moving to Jacoby. What do you need to do, Pablo? As that ball is moving.
And move to space.
Yeah, move back. As that ball is moving, there, right? Look at that amount of space. If you can do that on that half turn, and then as that ball comes to you, what does Nabil do?
Support.
Get wide.
Get wide, opens up. And then with 1-2, look at that space. He now attacks. He comes in, and now we have a 2v1. And that's the power of fully switching the ball. But look at how close you are now, Pablo. So that can't happen. Your body is completely turned to Nabil, so you can't see that. We want to go side to side until it works. And we need to be more patient going side to side. Right? So now we go back, and we look at this side, and it's too crowded. And we don't have the space to go back. So what should you have done here, Jacoby? Whoops. Sorry. My thing came up. Okay. What should you have done here, Jacoby?
Back to the keeper.
Back to the keeper. But instead, we go right back to Ichan, who is now in a 3v2. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, again, 1. Okay. Yes, we could go through here, but look at this space. Okay, I would say Emmett needs to push up, but look at this space. Look at this space, right? This would have been fantastic. So what's going to happen now? I want to see who can predict the future. You don't need to know much. You just need to look at the situation. It's a 3v1. What do you think is going to happen?
They're going to lose the ball.
They're going to lose the ball.
Lose the ball.
There it is. Right? Lose the ball. Super simple. Okay? It's easy to read the future and see what's coming. Okay? Next, we go into 40.12. 40.12. Okay, here we go. That's it. Okay. I want you to freeze it here. Okay. What do we see now? Who do we think has the most amount of space?
Raul and Nabil.
Raul and Nabil. But tell me what happens. I just want Max to answer now because he's the one with the ball. Okay. Max, what could you have done here to make this easier? Okay. Now you've passed to the Raul, but is Raul open anymore?
No.
No. So what do you think you could have done right here to get that ball done? Yeah. So one touch or a turn because of a scan, you still had space. Or what we could have done is one touch to each hand right away to the winger. But it's 1, 2, 3, and that's too long. And this is why on Thursdays, I say things like, can we do it in two or can we do it in one? Are we good enough as a team to get that ball from side to side with a two or a one touch pass with everyone? Because of these moments that now he has it, and it's now 1, 2, 3, 4 against two. And I need Raul to understand that now this has to be a reset. Because what do you think would have happened if within one touch Raul resets? What do you think number 6 and number 15 would do right away?
It would go
Go
to
to
Go to the
ball.
ball, and then he goes out and he's completely open, right? So forward, 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 I get it. But can we be smarter and go backwards so that we can get space forward to attack? 43. And this, to me, this next 1, 2, 3 clips that we're going to go through is the most frustrating because this is what we're working on every single Thursday. Oopsies. Oh, that's frustrating. Okay, hold on. Let me get back here. 3, perfect. 35. Okay. Let's do some lines here. Oops. Okay. Please don't draw that, Lucas. There we go. Okay. In the game, I want you to think of the game as half spaces. Okay. And we've talked about this a lot, but now we've just gotten so many new players that I think we have to go over it again. Because if you can start to think about things, oopsies, in spaces, then everything becomes easier. And I want us to start counting the spaces. So oops, that was dumb. There we go. Let's start first in the wide space. Okay. When we look at the numbers here, how many against how many?
2v3.
2v3. I agree with that. 2 for us versus 3 for them. What about in the half space here?
2v1.
2v1. I would say it's 1, 2, 3 v2. What about in the center space?
1v1.
Oh, yeah.
1v1. What about in the half space over here?
2v2.
1v1.
2v2.
2v2. And then what about in the wide space?
Oh.
0v0.
0v0. Looking at this, what do you think is the worst place to have the ball?
The wide space, which is a 2v3.
So let's put a big X here. Okay. And actually, let's number it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the worst. Okay. What's the second best?
Half space.
Which one?
The 3v2.
The one on the other side?
Why would you say this one?
Because
Why
it's a
would,
2v2.
okay. What do we like better, do you think? A 2v2 or a 1v1?
1v1.
1v1.
Okay. So then let's put this as 4. What's the next one?
Wait, coach, shouldn't
Center
zero be
space?
no,
Sorry, go ahead, Zach.
shouldn't shouldn't 0v0 be the second last one?
No.
Why do you think so, Zach?
Because no one's there.
Do you think if that ball comes to Echan, what's going to happen? We're going to create a,
Space.
and that's going to end up being a,
1v0.
close,
Oh. 1v1.
a 1v1, right? So that's 0v0 and 1v1, I would say are about the same. Okay. But what do you think is better now between the ones that are left? And these are tricky.
3v2.
I think the best one is 0v0.
Okay.
Wait, no, I think the best one's 1v1.
Why do you say that, Zach?
Because we practice the 1v1s and it'll be easier for us.
Okay. So let me ask you this. If the player in our 1v1 here gets the ball, where are they going to have it?
In the black center space.
Okay. But is it going to be close to our net or far away from our net?
Far.
Close.
Close to our net?
Far.
If Max gets the ball?
Far.
Far.
Far. And not only that, but if Max now receives it, is it actually a 1v1 or is it
0v0.
well, he's got the ball.
1v0.
1v0. So in my opinion, this is the best one. Now we look at this 3v2 and we now have a 0v0. Which of these is better and why?
0v0.
Why do you think that, Zach?
I didn't say that.
Oh, who said that?
Nealon.
Neelan, why do you think that?
Because there's more space.
Okay.
To,
and
dribble and
okay.
move.
Now I would say we have an advantage here. So why is that still better? What do we think? Who can answer that?
It's better because if we get the ball in the 3v2, everyone will push there. And then we won't really have the advantage.
Okay. What if I now do something like this? Where do you think we want that? The ball more here or here?
The top one?
You think we want it in A or B?
B.
B.
Why?
Because it's closer
There's-
to their net.
Yeah, and it's further from us. So if one of these two get the ball, which is probably the only thing, I would say this is a 1v1. Could happen, not really. We're still too close to our net versus getting that ball here. We are in the wide space. If we lose the ball, we have cover. And we're also creating a 1v1, which would happen and going forward. So I would say that this is 3 and 2. But yet, and this was the frustrating thing, we are 1v2, and now we're dribbling. When the space is on the other side. And there was a lack of switching the ball, and that frustrated me because that's all we're doing. Now, let's see that in another way. We are now going to 45-24. Okay. That doesn't make sense. We win that ball. Okay. And now Echan needs to go back. But look at this. Okay, Gregory, you received this ball. And again, 1, 2 against 1. Where is the space? Where's the space? On which
Xavier?
Xavier. But look at where we end up going. Into the same spot. And it's just about, because you did such a good job getting open there, Gregory. Can we scan before we receive it over our shoulder with that turn? And if had you turned with that into the space, then Xavier then pushes in, and then it's a switch. And look at that space. But this whole game, instead of that, which if you remember the beginning, the 2017s did so good trying to switch the ball side to side. And what's frustrating is that this 2014 team has the skill to do it and do it effectively, because I've seen you doing it constantly in practice, but we just haven't done that. Good. Okay, last thing, 56. And this was the same point as before. We've already talked about. Uh, uh. What's the problem?
No one's on 8 and the other players. Everyone's watching the ball.
There's only one in the box.
There's only one in the box. Who should be picking him up?
The winger?
And where's the winger?
Somewhere.
Where do you think he is?
Like
Up.
further up, over there.
Right? I know these are little things. I understand that. And a great defensive effort after that. But things don't need to get that bad. They just don't. And this, by my opinion, right here, this is a penalty. I don't know why he didn't call it a penalty, but this should have been a penalty. And that's what we deserved at that moment. Now, again, we look at the scores here. Filter. Own team, event tags, goals. And we go goal, right? Which we saw Gregory's goal. Okay. Then we saw this goal. Brilliant goal. Then we see this goal. Okay, I would say that's a little lucky. I know that's not what you meant to do here. Then we see goal. Boom. Great strike. And we see goal. Great switch. It's really great being on side there, Nabil. One v one effort. I love this. Seeing the goalkeeper out. And then we win the ball. Great pass. Great goal. Right. And it's very simple for me to come on here and say, great effort, great game. We won 9-0. It's very simple to do that. But I want to hold you to a higher standard. And the reason I want to hold you to a higher standard is based on our meeting, because this is not our goal. I want to be clear. Our goal is not to beat a team 9-0. That is not our goal. Our goal is to prepare you for Europe and for the professional game and to make the right decision, even when the prospects of just scoring goals is there, which is what happened this game. You see that it's 6-5-4-0, and now it's who can get the most goals, who can score. And I get that. But I want you to make better decisions, and I need you to be better than this so that when we get into the outdoor season, and this is for all our teams, the standards can go up. Because a team like this is now what we're going to be facing. It's going to be 10 times harder. And that's where I need you to be. So when we are working on things on Thursdays, on Wednesdays, on Sundays, these are the things that you need to implement in the game right away. And if you can do that, it means that you are coachable and any coach would want you on their team. Thanks for coming. I will be in Italy next week. So there is no meeting next week. Okay. We will have a meeting the week after. Good job. I will see you in training Wednesday, Thursday. You do not. Yes, you do. You have a game this weekend, 2014s and 2016s have a game. And then I think you have another one more game, 2014s, and then the season's over. Thanks, guys. Have a good day. If you have any questions, stay on.
Bye.
Bye, coach.
Bye,
Bye.
coach.
You, coach.
Bye.